Welcome everybody to tonight's debate. Today we're debating a really controversial topic this evening. Should the government implement a fine for those who choose not to vote? This side over here is arguing yes, the government should implement a fine to for those who, you're already a big fan. I think you're biased already. And this side is going to be arguing against it. No, the government should not implement a fine for those who choose not to vote. Later on, I'm going to give you a chance. I'll give you a little survey. Dottie, it's on the top of my little bucket there. Notice. Yeah. So that little survey will give you a chance to vote as to who do you think won the debate. Not who do you agree with, but who do you think one that made the best case, right? And keep it anonymous, etc. And you don't have to put your name on it. Eventually, I'll take those comments and I'll make a record of it. I'll make a PDF and I'll send it out to everybody so you get some feedback, etc. You can pass those out there. Thank you, brother. So coming up here, let's give a warm welcome to Miss A here. Yeah.
Thank you.
So go right ahead. I'm going to go over here.
Okay. So, all citizens who do not vote should pay a fine in order to encourage them to vote. It is their duty. Penalties for not participating in the voting process has been effective in other countries. For example, Australia made it the law of the land in 1924. Since then, voter turnout in federal elections has not dropped below 90%. According to a 2006 report by the Australian Electoral Commission.
Sorry, you move the table a little bit down. So Alan, why don't you move the table? Move the table. You guys a little comment. Sorry, small classroom. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, it's kind of like.
Yeah.
Like 64.
Oh, shoot. Go ahead. Keep going.
All right. Well, I come from a country which has gone through a lot, and I've learned before all of this happened, I didn't care about politics, and now I understand it in a very different way. People have to, is like Ariana said, is their duty to vote and participate, because if they don't, they won't get to decide. Is literally they won't get to decide their future. It comes to that. It seems silly or maybe not important for a lot of people, but it counts and it can make a difference in everybody's future. A lot of people here in America say that no, it wouldn't make a difference. I'm not going to waste my time in this, but because this is not going to affect me in any way. But it does a lot. It does a lot. Like every single decision that is made in the office or like in the government can affect everyone's life, even if it's just in a little bit, but it does make a difference. That's why I think people should be aware of this. And yes, they should get a fine, of course, like a big fine because people need to vote. It should be something that everybody is more than willing to do and more than happy to do. So yes, fine.
Okay. So I will say why should make compulsory voting, because the voting rate, for example, in the 2012 presidential election, only about 57.5% of eligible voters cast ballots, and then the 2014 midterm election had historically low turnouts, only 36.4% voted. So I think compulsory voting is important.
Go, Alan.
So like my partner said, who don't, the people who don't vote should pay the fine. In my perspective, I think if no fines, less people will vote. So the political parties will not get enough support from the people that they needed. Then it's hard to judge who is the best, who is the popularist, who is the suitable the one to lead this country, our country. So imagine if in your own country you have to vote. I think you will, because that's our responsibility of one of the country member, citizen. So in America, there's a lot of people after Trump became the president, there's a lot of people on the street protesting. Those people did not vote, so they went on the street to protesting after Trump became president. So if they voted, I mean, theirs will not have that much people to protesting on the street. So because they did not vote, so I think those people should not protesting on the street because they did not do their responsibility to vote. So they should not have they are not supposed to protesting or do something after the decision has made without their vote. So yeah, that's what I think. And vote can help political parties a lot. So we have to choose who's the best for this country because that's important for the country, the future. Yeah.
That's it. Go. Actually, yeah, your hand. All right. Now,
What you got? Show me what you got.
At this point, this team is going to have 7 minutes total. You can distribute it however you like. Make your opening remarks only, and then later on you can have 5-minute rebuttals, etc. So whoever's coming up here first. All right, let's give it for Ms. Doe. Bella. All right, give her a hand.
Sarcastic clap.
Okay.
That's right. Anytime you want. Go ahead.
All right. So they said vote is our duty. Yes, vote is our duty. We should vote. But fine is money. You cannot tell people, oh, you have to pay for it if you don't vote. Like, for example, vote is our personality choice. And then if you don't vote today, you got the fine. You had to pay. Like, for example, like you have the final exam in the class. You're going to run to vote or no? Of course you cannot because you don't have a time. Or the people, the woman, they in the labor, they have pregnancy, they can't vote because they can. Because you're not gonna bring the baby to the light and then you have to wait and then you have to pay for that. No, it's ridiculous. You cannot do that. And if you have a doctor appointment, you're gonna go to the vote? No, you cannot. And then you have to pay for it. You have money to pay for the doctor appointment, and then you have money to pay for the vote. No, it should not be. Yet vote is a duty, but sometimes you don't have time. You have an emergency. You cannot do that. And then the fine is the money. So where the money go? Like the people pay for the fine, who gonna use the money for? Right? Right? Yeah. So that's my opinion. Yeah, I encourage. I support that people should vote, but pay for it. If you don't vote, it's not supposed to be, and it's ridiculous. So, and then next my partner will. Yeah.
Prepare to die.
Ooh.
Right, I'm agree with my partner over here. And we need to have personal choice respect, all right? For example, you guys are telling us about to pay fine for not to vote. But where we are right now, we all are in the United States, like not in my country, not in your country. So how I'm supposed to vote when I have to go to school or when I have to do something else? Like excuses. People can have excuses like pregnant, she said, or something else. Maybe I'm dying. Like there. There are many excuses that people can have, and money is the most important thing in this life. We all agree about that, right? So we need money for food, for water, for everything. Why you are forcing me to take my money from me because I didn't vote? I mean, how you know I didn't have excuse? And also, if you think that there's a problem about the government, about the rulers, then you should go make the ruler pay the fine, not me, And also, voting is, I don't know how it is in your countries, but in my country, it takes time. It takes like a couple hours sometimes to vote. I mean, I can choose not to go there, not to vote. It's my personal choice. People need to have respect to that. And my friend is gonna keep going after me.
All right. So, what all of my partners said, I agree with that. And one of the big problem is people, they don't know when and where to vote. So how you guys gonna make those people paying fine if they don't know where and when to vote? How they gonna pay fine for that? Then the second thing also, people living on the wood or out of country or out of town. So how those people gonna pay fine? They don't know where and when to vote. How are they gonna pay fine for the vote? How are you gonna make those people pay the fine for the vote?
We gotta wait, yeah.
Now I'm asking you guys a simple question. So people who doesn't live in the country, in the city, so living out of the country, so how those people gonna pay fine if they don't vote?
It's
So-
out of country, you have to.
So the vote is like the choice, it's a personal choice. So you decide to vote or you don't vote. So it's a choice. And choice is like you decide between two different things to do. So you vote for David or you do not vote for David. You vote for Miss Lala or you do not vote for Miss Lala. So if you see like between those two people, they don't have like an argument or they don't have any support of your need. So why are you gonna go and vote for those people? Because they don't have nothing to offer to you. So in that case, you don't want to vote for them because like they don't have a food to provide to you.
Yeah.
They don't have like a security to bring to your place. It's no safety. There is no safety. There is nothing. So in that case, how are you gonna vote? And if you don't want to vote, why you have to pay fine for that? So I think you choose to vote. You have a choice to vote. So that choice is up to you. You vote or you don't vote. So if you don't vote, they don't have to make you pay fine for that. So that's my opinion.
That's my guy. Positivity. That's it for you guys, right? Okay. Now at this point, we're going into the 5-minute rebuttal mode. This team will have
we have a lot to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
You
let
already
me-
start
let
making-
me
you can
talk.
start making your way up here to the middle. Whoever's kind of you're freaking.
My
So-
blood is boiling already.
All right.
We're on fire.
And you have 5 minutes for rebuttal, and anytime you want, go right ahead.
First,
Okay.
because I'm gonna address each and every one of your points.
Okay.
First, you have early voting, so that doctor appointment excuse when you are pregnant is not valid. You have I think it's a period of 2 weeks.
Time of a period.
Yeah, it's
How many months? Yeah, so of course.
I mean, you have a day that you feel more pregnant than the other. You just go that day you feel less pregnant, or that you're not throwing up, or you schedule your doctor's appointment for the day after you went voting. Okay, second of all, pregnants don't have to get in huge lines. They get preference something. They like
Special lines.
right. It's like a disability or handicaps or something. Okay. Okay. Time. Who said about time? People don't have time. Okay. This happens. It doesn't happen every day. This happens once every certain period of time. So the thing that you're not gonna have time, you gotta make time because this is your future we're talking about here, mister. I mean, you need to make some room in your schedule and make sure you get in your car, you grab some snacks, and then you head there and get in line with a happy face in your, a very, very big smile in your face. Okay. And then it's not who the thing that, hey, es contigo. It's like the point is not who you vote for. It's the voting, it's the action of participating in making your own choice. You're not forced to vote for someone. Nobody's telling you to vote for this or this person. What we are telling you and the fine would be to encourage people to fully participate in the process, because participating in the process does make a huge difference. And this is a debate character here. People in the countryside are able to get the information. It's not like they don't have internet. It's not like they live in the middle of the jungle. They get this information, and there are voting centers throughout the country. Wherever people need a voting center, there will be one. And yes, this money that we would get from the fines be used to voting campaigns.
Hey, how do you know?
Hold on, you're gonna interrupt. You could use that money. We could use that money to use it to make some advertisement or political campaigns that let the people know about the voting centers and all the details they need to know to participate in the process. If you want to add something, I'm on fire.
Yeah.
I think I covered everything.
Just a little thing add up. Like Amanda said, it's a participation, like in our school. So we have to maintain our participation, right? So like Charles says, it's two decisions between. So but it's not your vote or not vote. Like something have the positive side and the negative side. If you vote, it's fine. If you do not vote, you have to pay for it. Like anything. I mean, not only money. Like something, if we don't do that, we have to pay for it, the result. So, I mean, you will not just walk away like that. So if you don't vote, of course, you will pay something for that. So also, voting time is a long time period, not just pregnant and dying, not 1 second thing. And also, vote can be letter, email, texting. Yeah, so you don't have to be there. So, I mean, the government cannot have that a lot of people in the government. They don't have that room. So, yeah. So the last thing I want to say is, before you guys come to a debate or a game, you better search enough information to prepare for it. Yeah, that's it.
Got the mic. Bring it on. Bring it.
Okay, now this other side. We're gonna have 2 minutes left for your. Let me refresh this. So, closing remarks. You're also gonna have a Q&A at the end. You'll get a chance to
Just a lot.
2 minutes closing remarks. Your 5 minutes.
Charles, don't be too excited.
Oh, your 5 minutes. I beg your pardon. I'm sorry. I lost track of it. No, you have 5 minutes for a rebuttal. You're right. I'm sorry. I got caught up in the 5 minutes in this team, right?
Yes.
Okay, I lost track. Okay, did this team have 5 minutes? And anytime you want to go right.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
I forgot.
I have
I'm sorry.
5
You're
minutes.
right. That's right. Okay, go ahead. Anytime, sir. Yeah, you're ready.
So, like you say, your last speech, you say we gotta need to make a lot of research before come on the debate, right? So I'm gonna ask you this. So when you say like a lot of people are on the street protesting because those people do not vote, and they are on the street now like protesting against Trump. So how you know that? Can you tell me that? Where do you find this information? Or
News.
now I'm asking, where do you find this information or on the internet? So if you have like a proof, like to bring to us and give us this information, so that's a question for you. Okay. So if you can tell us, so those people on the street protesting, they did not vote, So I need this information. Okay. So also, Amanda, so you say, so voting process, you say it's like the act to participate, So how are you gonna participate for somebody who is not like giving you nothing, So you're gonna participate for nothing, because like I said, so this person, you're voting for him. So and like exactly like you don't have any benefit, that he's gonna bring to you. If you take example about Trump, right now some people like they regret, but why they vote for Trump, So in many cases, so the example that I can give, many countries in the past, like maybe 4, 6, 5 months, they have been in the ban list, So they cannot come in the country and they cannot go out of the country. So telling me that people who vote for this guy, so or do not vote for him, have to pay fine. And he brought like this law, and this rule for those people that cannot travel to the country no more because they were in the ban list. So if you can tell me that, so that's my point to say. All right.
Bella.
4 more minutes. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let me add something. I think voting is not a duty, right? It's a personal choice. And if you or one of you make me go to vote, I'll go and vote for nothing. It'll be the same, like if I ready to stay at home than going and vote for no one, And also, like my friend said, there are people who has no one, in this country too. If you go to downtown one night, you'll see the homeless people around there. They don't know anything about like anything, like they don't have money, they don't have anything. So they don't know even when the election is. So how they can go vote? They don't even know their names. Exactly, like, and also like, for example, they can be sick also. If you are sick, if you don't have anybody who's gonna help you to vote. Also, my dear friend Ellen, like a liar, said that in a good way.
Yeah.
Said that like people can vote like texting or something. I mean, I don't know in your country, but in my country, no. In my country, you have to be there personally.
Yeah.
You have to wait and you have to vote, which is tough. Which is tough process for me. I mean, I like to stay at home, and this is personal choice. You might love to go out, go vote, like talk about politicians. I don't care. I don't give a damn about it. So. And yeah, that's all I'll say.
Okay, I'll just say something real quick. And she said, okay, why a doctor appointment is not important? Okay, you are cancer. You almost die in the labor. So how come you go to the vote? The doctor appointment is the biggest thing in their life in that moment. Okay? And then Ellen say, we don't find information. So where the information? You said is the money come to the key for the campus vote. No way. And how you know? Thank you.
All right. Cool. Yay. Passionate. All right. So this team will now have a time for you to use their 2 minutes for closing remarks, summary, or any sort of rebuttal. You're welcome to use it however you want. 2 minutes for for someone to say something, and I know some of y'all are fighting to say something really strongly. Then okay, cool. Think about it for a second, and then get to it. All right. All right.
30 seconds.
We have a total of 2 minutes. Okay, here we go. And here we go. All right, here we go. And, go ahead.
Okay, so you say that you cannot vote or you don't want to vote just because you cannot decide between 2 candidates. That's not a really good excuse. Okay, you are thinking in a selfish way. You are thinking just about yourself. You are not thinking about the country or your family or the benefits that for the future generations. You are thinking just in you, and that's not a good way to think. Okay, you can. Maybe you don't like the personality of one person of the other candidate, but at least you can check their work, all the things that they want to offer, and then decide. That's the good way to choose, not just focus on yourself or your personal desires.
Okay, the minute you are born in this country, you get a social security number, you get an ID. That's the only thing you need to vote is your ID. And if you don't know about elections, it's because you're blind. Not everyone is dying all the time. Not the entire population has cancer. Coincidentally, in the time of the election, so I got cancer. I can't vote, even though I have 2 weeks to vote, 3 weeks to vote, and we don't know actually if everybody who is protesting voted or not. There's no way to do it. I mean, I know, but people who were protesting did vote, and because you participated, you have the right to vote.
They didn't vote.
There's a lot of interviews in CNN and Telemundo that people that was protesting that were protesting, they said, "Oh yes, we didn't vote, and now we are going to complain about it." They say that
Exactly, we don't know.
They say that it's a vote.
They say, "Oh, we didn't vote, but now we're complaining about it."
I've honestly lost track. You guys had 2 minutes. Now you have 2 minutes. Is that right? Or did you already have your?
We need to.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I'm so caught up in the moment. I keep forgetting it. I'm not doing my job right. Okay, so you want 2 minutes for your final. While you're getting your thoughts together, I'll just say today I'm hearing a lot of people make very focused and specific points, and everybody is addressing and listening carefully to what they're saying and addressing them directly. So both sides are doing a great job.
It's mandatory.
Yeah. Okay. So you'll have 2 minutes. Go ahead.
I'll just add some things quickly. My dear friend said that, like, if you are not deciding who to vote, we are not talking about that. We are talking about the excuses, the personal problems about it.
Okay, fine.
And also another thing that I want to add is, like, you guys are talking about to everyone to vote, if not like pay fine anything. So should psycho people vote too? Like, there are like murders outside.
Yeah.
There are like people in the prison. They should vote too. Just come on. Thank you.
The last point for me is like we said yes for the vote, you guys. We say yes for the vote, but we do not agree, and we say no. That if you do not vote, also you have to pay a fine. So yes for the vote. So yes for the people who do not vote. No, they don't have to pay a fine. So that's my point.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Cool. Still got about 45 seconds if you want to. All right.
And so our conclusion is we say yes for the vote and say no for the fine. Not use. We not disagree about like, hey, you cannot vote. No, we don't disagree about that. Yes, you should vote, but the choice is if you don't vote, you don't have to pay fine. So thank you for the listening.
Okay. All right. So at this
So what are
point,
you counting?
yeah, it's fine. It's cool.
You won't pay the fine. You just vote and don't pay the fine. So let's.
I do appreciate you guys clarifying things because I think we level 8 did level 8 did the exact same debate, and then it turned into this thing about like I'm pro voting, pro against voting. You're able to keep it clear. No, everybody here thinks voting is important, but you guys are opposed. Fine. All right, I'm going to open it up to Q&A, questions and answers from the audience. You can address your comments or questions to either side. Anybody want to? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Hyeni. What's your comment or question? You weren't going to say something? Yeah, go ahead. Oh no.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Anybody want to?
I have a question.
Go ahead. This here, Lala. Yeah.
So, Alan, in your country, or do you know any country that is
That's
okay, say
option.
there is like an option to vote like via
Yes,
text message, message you like text or
He
like,
just made it up. Yes, he said pass. That's why he said so fast.
Well, if you are they can do that.
No,
Because
there's no way
sometimes-
for that.
No.
I just want to know because
That's what I
maybe
say,
it
because
can be
you're
like
from
a
there.
future system, right? So we don't need to pay these fees, right?
That may be on the horizon, huh? In the future. Okay, fair enough.
Another
Go ahead, Alan. You were asked that question.
So in China, the president, they won't let people to vote. That's a problem. That's a trouble. So they need to learn from America, because those people who working for the government, who work with the political parties, if they cannot be a good judger, the country is going down. So, and also, there's a point in China is when you hang out, when you leave your room, you can, like, you don't have to bring anything by your phone, because you can pay by your phone in everywhere. In everywhere, you can pay anything in everywhere by your phone. So you don't have to bring ID, wallet, money.
Sure.
Only shirts, clothes, shoes, and out.
Yeah,
and
that's
phone.
important.
That's it.
I
So
think
that's the
what
future.
she was asking. I mean, it sounds like a great idea is what you're arguing, but I don't.
And also the
is it
point
something
is-
that's possible.
Yeah. In America, the thing is, I'm pretty sure, is you can vote through letter.
Yeah,
No.
it's called
Yeah.
absentee
You can.
ballot. Yeah, it's called
You
absentee.
can.
You can through the mail. Yeah,
Yeah.
people in the military do it. Yeah, that's true.
See, he said yes. He said
Well,
yes.
yeah, but
With disability.
with the A skill.
yeah, it's called an absentee
Yeah,
ballot,
exactly.
but it's
So
not
pregnancy
for
doesn't
texting or
apply.
email. No. There's
So
too
they
much
can't.
opportunity for corruption.
And I have another question.
Okay.
How much would be like a fair fee for?
Oh, that was never brought up. That's a good
How
question.
much
Yeah,
would
fair
be like the
fee.
fee? Like,
Yeah.
how much would
That's a
be
good
the
question.
My perspective,
I don't know.
my perspective, the
We are not
The fee.
big athletes.
fee and the fine.
I'm deleting you from my Facebook.
No, that's a
I mean,
valid point.
how much of the fee or the fine is not the point. The point is the action, your responsibility and participation in your country. Be a citizen in your country, because we are not a
We
American. So
You don't live on
Imagine. imagine if our country have to vote by people. The fee and the fine is not the point, but if you don't vote, I mean, just
You don't have to pay fine.
just $1.
No.
So that's not the point. The point is you better go to vote, because that's your responsibility to be a
What if you're
citizen.
trans?
How much? $250. Yes.
Hell
It has to be something that people.
In Brazil, we pay like 3
But-
or 4
Yeah.
reais. That is like
Care
$1.
But the problem is, the point I would, for me, is missing over here. It was like because of the freedom, so you can choose or not to vote. I think you guys,
But I'll give you an example.
I
But
give
you and
them
Lala,
the-
so
have to, you have freedom for the person, wanna vote or not.
exactly.
Also about the freedom, so you cannot make somebody to pay.
Exactly. To vote for.
Okay, but
There's
even.
one thing, just one thing. It's another thing about the fine. people that have a good skills, like people in the hospital, this kind of thing, they don't need to pay for the fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why they have
We're
to
not
make
talking
this-
about the fine though.
No, yeah, you
No,
are talking about the fine.
The whole rate is
That's why I say,
Okay, but
people-
the point we're discussing, I can talk about the fine for hours.
Yeah, that's
For
why.
hours, I want to,
Yeah.
but the point is whether if we want a fine or not. And I think yes, because yeah, the freedom and everything, but you don't have the freedom to choose not to live in society. You are part of the society because you are here.
I think what he was
No,
addressing is that, I mean, I think everybody agrees that voting is important.
Another
but
way.
there should be
Yeah.
a provision for people who have
That's right.
emergency, urgent sort of jobs. There's an opt-out. There's no way
Blanket,
that,
But they can take turns. If, for example, if they work in a hospital,
yeah.
they will not go like a massive group to vote at the same time.
Fair enough.
You
They
have
can
a
be like
long
10
period.
people.
Exactly.
How long is the early
They
voting
can
period?
take turns. So
It's like weeks.
But there's people
Yeah.
that cannot vote. This is
The military has.
what?
Yeah.
Maybe there can be
Absentee
some
votes.
Sometimes people
exceptions.
in other
For example,
ways,
people that is drilling I don't know, a well, oil well, maybe that they cannot, but it's
That's
different
right.
because they are
Yeah, that's
in a
what
different
I'm talking
location.
about. Now you agree with
No.
that.
Exactly.
Those can be
That's fine. That was never brought up. That's
Okay.
not her case.
I'm sorry.
Is that it? Does that everybody want to say something? Anybody else want to say something?
I think the system could come up with like an exempt, like when you take it when you don't have to do something. Right? Or you can justify, like, listen, I have this disability, but I can vote. Blah blah blah. A lot of things work this way in this country, right?
Right.
But it has to be like not everybody can. Oh yes, I have an exception. I have an excuse to. It has to be something like they can prove that they can.
Okay, let's go to the chase.
So now she.
What's happening in our
No, the pregnancy
She's not-
thing.
she's not
I'm
conceding.
gonna be
Okay, fair enough. Hey, guys, I'll send you, hey, we're, Merry Christmas.